I'm just about to start making the astro code for the White Eagle Lodge in London. Now they are going to be opening their new centre in Paddington. So I'm going to be basing this blank piece of paper on the exact date, time and place that it will be opening. So 3 p.m. London on the 18th of April. I've been really tuning in just all week. Yeah, interesting images have been coming. There's a lot of Aries at this time. Not as much as there will be, which in a way is a cool thing, but they've got a really interesting chart, which I'll maybe talk more about once the astro code is finished, because more will reveal itself as the paper feels. So here we go.
So we always begin with the plasma ball, just charging up the space, getting ready for what's next. Now, the infinity shape is a really good way to center yourself. I always do this before any sort of deep work. It just gets the left and right working together. And of course, we start with some sounds, just some tuning in. An astro code is like a visual song, so we always begin with music in some way. And what I'm doing here is I'm tuning into the paper, the code, what wants to come through, and I start seeing shapes, lines, images, somewhat like what you see on the screen. We get the bangers on, we get the energy moving. This is the most essential part. And then we're off. We're off to the races. We're coding in all its glory. Whatever comes out on the page, I don't know until I've finished. So this is the finished pencil sketch. This is stage 1 complete. She's fresh from the womb. She's a fresh newborn babe. My feet are very, very warm. Shout out Dunelm with the buffalo slippers. And I like to place a couple of crystals. These are my OGs. I meditate with these every single day. And their job is just to nurse the code into existence, basically. Just be there with it as it meets this earthly plane. So we go for a nice beach walk, soak up some gorgeous negative ions in preparation for the ink. We fly steady at 200 miles an hour, splurting the ink where it must go. Now the first layer of colour is complete. This is actually upside down. The next phase is just going through and rubbing out the pencil marks so I can start adding on, just layering up the colour, because as you can see it's pretty raw. And I would never give someone an astro code in this state. The pens are quite scratchy to begin with. The real kind of floofiness comes from adding just a lot more layers, mixed in with a lot of wrist ache and backache to do such activity. Next up, pen ASMR. Some fine line strokes for your afternoon. Yeah, while I'm doing this, I'm usually listening to something really interesting about free energy or kind of technology that we don't get told about. And I like to think just all of that sort of, that interesting knowledge gets encoded into the piece. A few days have passed since I last showed you that skeleton. And so this is the floofed up astro code. Many layers of ink. These trusty old pens have been working very hard. And so here she is, in her full bloom. I always like to write on the back of the piece. I've always done that from the very, very beginning of every astro code. It just adds that nice human touch, if there wasn't enough already in the pen. And the sun here was just looking absolutely delicious. The house I'm in currently doesn't really get that much light, so this was a special moment. And these are all the bits that came with it for this particular astro code for the meditation center. Framed up, placed in its nice bubble wrap protection, and that envelope just contains all the goods. So thank you for this very special process video. This is the most in-depth I have ever gone into the process of an astro code. I'm going to do a much more in-depth video talking about the code and all the symbology that you see here. So stay tuned, that will be coming in the next few days. And if you would like an astro code for yourself or a space or a building, anything you can think of, it all has an astrology chart. You know where I am. Lots of love.